Greetings, folks. It is I, Sauron, once again, and I come bearing gifts, and by gifts I mean more integrals. In particular, we are dealing with the integral from 0 to infinity of x over 1 plus 2 times the hyperbolic cosine, or the cosh of x dx. Let's get right to it. So the first thing I'd like to do is make use of the definition of the cosh function. So cosh x is defined as e to the x plus e to the minus x, terribly sorry about that, over 2, which implies that 2 cosh x, which is exactly what we have in the denominator besides 1, that is e to the x plus e to the minus x. And this implies that the target integral I is now the integral from 0 to infinity of x dx over 1 plus e to the x plus e to the minus x. And here, a substitution here seems quite evident. We could let e to the minus x equal t, which implies that x here equals negative log t, and this further implies that dx equals negative 1 over t dt. So as x tends to 0, we have t tending to 1, and as x tends to infinity, we have t tending to 0. So I is now the integral from 1 to 0, which looks a bit weird, but we'll get to that later, of x, which is our negative log t, and then we have this dt over t with another negative sign, so that's cancellation. 1 plus e to the x would be 1 over t, and e to the minus x is t once again. So I'll switch up the order of the limits of integration because it just looks weird. That introduces a negative sign that I will probably forget later, but I could just fix that with a comment or if I remember later. So we have log t over, multiplying out the denominator, we have t squared plus t plus 1. Okay, cool. Now, normally in such integrals, a geometric series would be quite nice. But I would expand via a geometric series if I had something like, I don't know, t plus 1 or t squared plus 1, but unfortunately, this is not the case. So I'll resort to some algebra. Some basic-ass algebra would be expanding by 1 minus t. And the benefit of that is now I have negative integral 0 to 1, or I could just flip the t minus 1, and then write this as t minus 1 log t, get rid of the negative sign. And in the denominator, we get the classic expansion of 1 minus t cubed. Okay, cool. And now using the linearity of the integration operator, I'm going to write this as integral 0 to 1 t times log t over 1 minus t cubed dt minus the integral from 0 to 1 of log t over 1 minus t cubed dt. And I'll call this integral here I sub 1 and this one I sub 2, and their solution developments are quite similar. So for I sub 1, which is defined as integral 0 to 1 log t over 1 minus t cubed, notice that we can now apply a geometric series expansion. So we do know that 1 over 1 minus z can be expanded as the sum over k from 0 to infinity of z to the k, provided that the absolute value of z is less than 1. And this is clearly valid for both t and t cubed, and hence t cubed on this interval of integration. So this thing can be expanded as integral 0 to 1 log t sum over k of t to the 3 times k dt. Of course, we can multiply out the log term so that we have integral 0 to 1 sum over k of, terribly sorry about that, t cubed log t dt. We can switch up the order of the integration and summation operators, and finally write I as the sum of a bunch of integrals. So we have the integrals from 0 to 1 of t to the 3k, that is, times log t dt. And these integrals are quite easy to evaluate using some integration by parts. So we have on integration by parts, the sum over k from 0 to infinity. I'll integrate the t to the 3k term to get t to the 3k plus 1, and that exponent is also the denominator, multiplying that by log t, and the limits are 0 and 1, minus 1 over 3k plus 1 times the integral from 0 to 1 of t to the 3k plus 1, and the derivative of log t is, of course, 1 over t dt. There is some cancellation, and that means we're just left with the integral of 3 to the t. It's t to the 3k, that is, which of course is quite elementary to evaluate. So I'm just going to write this out over here. So we do have a t to the 3k plus 1 over 3 to the k plus 1, but there was already that exact term there. So we have 3k plus 1 whole thing squared, with the limits being 0 and 1. Now, it's quite easy to verify via L'Hopital's rule that this thing collapses to 0 in both limits. So we are left with the negative of this term evaluated in both limits. The 0 limit just gives us 0, so we're left with negative 1 over 3k plus 1 whole thing squared, and of course we're summing over the non-negative integers k. Now, I could express this in terms of the Hurwitz zeta function, but I do have other plans for it. Cue evil laughter. Ha 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 ha. Note to self, work on evil laughter. Anyway, the integral I sub 2 is quite similar, so I sub 2 is just the integral from 0 to 1 of t times log t over 1 minus t cubed. So I'll leave this as a little exercise to prove that this thing sorts out to the sum over k, without a negative sign though, of 1 over 3k plus 2 squared. Okay, cool. So we have both of our target integrals, and we'll recall that the actual target integral was I sub 2 minus I sub 1, if I recall correctly. Yes, indeed. So I'll use the linearity of the summation operator to just combine them, because we know that these two sums are convergent. So we have 1 over 3k plus 2 whole thing squared minus 1 over 3k plus 1 squared. And notice that I can factor out 3 from both terms, from the denominators of both terms, that is. So if I factor out 3, that gives me 3 squared, which is 9. So I'm left with 1 over 9 outside, sum over k from 0 to infinity, 1 over k plus 2/3 squared, minus 1 over k plus 1/3 squared. Okay, cool. And now for that plan I was talking about. Now remember I said something about a plan? Well, that plan involves the digamma function, which has this really cool series expansion that is negative Euler-Mascheroni constant times the sum over k from 0 to infinity of 1 over k plus 1 minus 1 over k plus the argument s. But we're interested in terms where k is involved in quadratic terms, which is no big deal whatsoever, because we could just differentiate with respect to s, and that yields the trigamma function. And on the right, we're going to have to get rid of this Euler-Mascheroni constant. It's a constant. The derivative goes to 0. We're going to miss him. He was one of the real ones, blah, blah, blah. So we're left with the sum over k. The first term goes away as well. So do the negative signs. 1 over k plus s squared remains after many casualties, which is dope because that means our target integral is actually the difference of two values of the trigamma function. That is trigamma of 2/3 minus trigamma of 1/3, which I believe is pretty damn awesome because, let's be honest, half the reason you guys watch this channel is because the special functions involved. So this is pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Do drop me a follow on Instagram as well and all that jazz. Thank you. See you next time.